George bursts into his parents' room with boundless excitement, eagerly reminding them that today is the day they're going to adopt a younger sibling. Before going to school, he asks his parents for a little brother. At the orphanage, Mr. and Mrs. Little are stuck deciding on who to adopt. They meet Stuart, an anthropomorphic mouse. After a short interaction, they decide to adopt him instead. Back home, the family cat, Snowbell, almost eats Stuart, and George is less enthusiastic about having a sibling, refusing to acknowledge a rodent as his brother. Snowbell is disgusted to be pet to a mouse. The Littles invite their extended family to meet Stuart. They bring him gifts to welcome him into the family. George gets upset and confesses he does not regard Stuart as a brother but simply a mouse. Stuart asks Frederick and Eleanor to inquire about his biological parents, feeling that something is missing inside. An alley cat named Monty pays Snowbell a visit, and despite his efforts to keep Stuart hidden, Monty finds out Snowbell has a mouse as an owner. Angry and embarrassed, Snowbell tries to attack Stuart, but Stuart manages to escape. Down in the basement, Stuart finds George working on building his boat for a big race. George and Stuart begin to bond as they work together on the boat, which surprises Frederick and Eleanor. Snowbell and his friend Monty meet with rogue alley cat Smokey and hatch a plan to remove Stuart from the household. On the day of the boat race, Stuart accidentally breaks George's remote control. He jumps into the boat and takes control himself, narrowly avoiding a crash and winning the race, finally enabling George to accept Stuart as his brother. A mouse couple introduce themselves as Reggie and Camille Stout, and claim to be Stuart's biological parents who were forced by poverty to give him up. The Littles reluctantly allow Stuart to leave with the Stouts. Mrs. Keeper from the orphanage comes to check up on Stuart, and when the Littles explain he has gone home with his real parents, Mrs. Keeper informs them that Stuart's real parents had died several years earlier. Remorseful at Stuart's sadness, Reggie and Camille tell him the truth. He is delighted and makes his way back to the little house. Realizing Stuart has been kidnapped, the family organizes a search party with missing person posters, using his photograph from the family photo. On the way, he is ambushed by Smokey and his gang but evades them by going into a sewer. At home, a jealous Snowbell lies that the family is out celebrating his absence, using the fact that Stuart's face has been removed from the family photo as evidence. Heartbroken, Stuart leaves. Snowbell finds Stuart and admits his lie, encouraging Stuart to come home. When the pair are confronted by the other cats, Snowbell refuses to hand Stuart over and the cats give chase, cornering Stuart hanging from a branch over a pond. Snowbell breaks the branch the cats are on, sending them into the cold water. Smokey sneaks up on Snowbell but Stuart releases a branch that hits Smokey in the face, sending him also into the pond. Snowbell takes Stuart home, and everyone is happily reunited. Stuart tells them he owes his life to Snowbell, who has realized Stuart truly is family.